Good morning, I'm Charles Cutter, coming to you live from our Dapper studio. As your trusted anchor, I'm here to guide you through today's events, unfolding stories, and significant happenings, both locally and across the globe. And tonight, we have an exclusive that promises to be nothing short of captivating. Just hours ago, I sat down at the luxurious mansion of the ever-polarizing figure known as Dapper the Don, a man whose charisma is only matched by the controversy that surrounds him. In a world-exclusive interview, we delve into the recent public revelations made by his former lover. In a shocking turn of events, she has come forward to announce that she's now in a relationship with someone other than Dapper the Don. This revelation has sent shockwaves through social circles and media platforms, leaving many with unanswered questions and insatiable curiosity. Our conversation was intriguing, to say the least, filled with emotions, unexpected insights, and perhaps even a glimpse into a side of Dapper the Don that few have seen. As we explored the maze of his opulent home, we unraveled a story that's as complex as the man himself. Let's tune into the video. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the man himself, Dapper the Don, at his magnificent mansion. Thank you for inviting us into your home, Dapper.
The pleasure's all mine, Charles. Welcome.
Well, let's dive right in. The world is abuzz with the recent revelation from your former lover. She's publicly declared her new relationship with someone other than you. How did you feel when you heard the news?
Surprised? Hardly. Disappointed, perhaps. But you know, Charles, life's full of twists and turns. This is just one of them.
Some say this is more than a twist. It's a clear statement from her. How do you respond to that?
A statement? Well, statements are meant to communicate something, aren't they? But what is she really saying here? That's the intriguing part.
So you don't feel this is a personal slight against you?
Personal? No, not at all. People are entitled to their lives, their choices. I've always believed in living life on my terms, and I respect others who do the same.
But surely this must have an impact on your reputation, given your public persona.
My reputation is built on being dapper, not on who I date or who dates whom after me. This story, while titillating for the media, doesn't define me.
Let's talk about that reputation. You've been called everything, from a visionary to a playboy. How do you see yourself?
Labels, Charles. People love to label what they can't understand. I live a life that's true to me. Visionary, perhaps playboy, if that's what they want to call it. But at the end of the day, I'm just a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to go after it.
Interesting perspective. Speaking of knowing what you want, how does this apply to relationships? Your former lover seems to have made a choice that's captured everyone's attention.
Choices, Charles. We all make them. She made hers, I make mine. Relationships are complicated, multifaceted. They're never as black and white as the public would like them to be.
Some say that she's moved on to someone who's the complete opposite of you. What's your take on that?
Opposites attract, don't they?
Indeed they do, but what about your personal life now? Are you seeing someone else?
My personal life has always been just that, personal. But let's just say life is never dull in Dapper's world.
You certainly have a way with words, but what about the media frenzy around all of this? Are you concerned about how this might affect your business or brand?
Concerned? Not in the least. My brand is built on authenticity, Charles. People are drawn to it because they know what they're getting. A little media frenzy only adds to the allure, don't you think?
Some would argue it might detract from it. There's been talk of this being a sign of instability in your personal life. Any comment on that?
Instability. That's a word for those who fear change, who fear living life to the fullest. My life is anything but unstable. It's adventurous, it's passionate, it's real. And that's what people relate to.
You certainly have a unique perspective on life, Dapper. It's clear why people are so fascinated by you.
Just living my truth, Charles. Just living my truth.
Speaking of truth, how do you navigate the pressures of living in the public eye? How do you keep things real when everyone's watching?
Pressure only exists when you allow it to, Charles. I don't play by anyone else's rules. I'm honest with myself and those around me. The public sees what I choose to show, and I choose to show the real me.
But doesn't that open you up to scrutiny, to judgment?
Judgment is for those who have the time to judge. I'm too busy living my life, creating my legacy.
And what is that legacy, Dapper? What do you want to leave behind?
A legacy of truth, passion, and the relentless pursuit of what makes life worth living. A legacy that says, he lived as he wanted and he inspired others to do the same.
And that's a powerful statement, Dapper. You've always been one to inspire others. Now, switching gears a bit, I know you kind of said no, but is there anything you can share with us about your current love life? The world is curious after all.
You know, Charles, I rarely do this, but you've been a good sport. Maybe it's time I share something more personal. I've met someone new. Her name is Chloe, but she's known to some as Chloe the Hokage.
Chloe the Hokage? That's an interesting name. Tell us more about her. What drew you to her?
Chloe is something else, Charles. She's strong, both in body and spirit. Some people might be intimidated by her muscular figure, but let me tell you, she's thick. And there's a confidence and grace in her that I find utterly captivating.
A muscular figure, you say? That's quite different from the women you've been associated with in the past.
Life's about surprises, isn't it? Chloe has this energy, this fire that I've never seen before. She's a warrior in every sense, hence the nickname Hokage. But beneath that strength, there's a tenderness, a vulnerability that's just as alluring.
Sounds like you're quite taken with her. How did you two meet?
We met at a charity event. She was there, demonstrating her martial arts skills for a cause. The way she moved, the way she commanded the room, I was drawn to her instantly.
Martial arts, charity work, and a captivating presence. She sounds like a remarkable woman. What does she think about the media attention surrounding you and your former lover?
Chloe is unflappable, Charles. The media circus doesn't faze her. She knows who she is, and she knows who I am. We're in this together, and that's all that matters.
What about the public's perception? There will undoubtedly be opinions and judgments. Are you prepared for that?
Let them judge, Charles. People will always have opinions, but they don't define us. Chloe and I know what we have, and that's enough. I'm proud to be with her, and I'm not afraid to show it.
It's refreshing to see this side of you, Dapper. Love seems to have brought out something new in you. How do you see the future with Chloe?
The future is an exciting canvas, Charles, and we're painting it together. Chloe and I are exploring new horizons, creating new memories. Love has a way of doing that, doesn't it?
Indeed it does. What about your fans? How do you think they will react to this news?
I'm not worried about them at all. The Dapper Nation will always stand next to me until my grave because we move on love.
That's a heartfelt perspective on love, Dapper. Now I must switch gears and address something more serious. There's a subject that's been hanging over you recently, a court case against your former union bosses tied to organized crime. You testified that they attempted to assassinate you when you decided to oppose them. But some believe that you were not only aware of their criminal ties, but actively worked with them until you realized things were about to collapse. Then you testified to save yourself. How do you respond to these allegations?
Charles, those allegations are nothing but attempts to smear my name. I've always conducted myself with integrity, even when dealing with those whose intentions were not honorable.
But the timing of your testimony, the sudden turn against these individuals, people are asking questions. Did you really have no idea about their criminal activities?
I won't deny that I had some knowledge of their background, Charles. But it's one thing to hear rumors and another to witness criminal acts firsthand. When I saw what was happening, I knew I had to take action.
And the assassination attempt? Tell us about that.
It was a dark time, Charles. I had already voiced my concerns, and they didn't take kindly to it. The attempt on my life was a brutal reminder of what I was dealing with.
Some argue that your testimony was a way to protect yourself, to distance yourself from a sinking ship. How do you address those claims?
I testified because it was the right thing to do, Charles. Not out of fear or self-preservation, but because I believe in justice. I believe in doing what's right, even when it's hard.
But the evidence suggests that you were involved with them for quite some time. How do you explain that?
I won't deny that we had a working relationship, but I was never a part of their criminal activities. The moment I realized the depth of their actions, I took a stand.
The court case was highly publicized and the details were shocking. How has this affected your life, your reputation?
It's been challenging, Charles. People are quick to judge, quick to jump to conclusions, but I know who I am and I know what I did. I stood up for what's right, and I'll do it again if I have to.
The outcome of the court case was a victory for you, but the shadow of doubt still lingers. How do you plan to rebuild trust with your fans, your business partners, and the public?
Trust is earned, Charles. I'll continue to conduct myself with honesty, with integrity. Time will show that I acted in the best interest of justice, not myself.
It's a complex story, Dapper, one with many layers. As we continue to explore your life and career, we hope to uncover more about the man behind the headlines. Dapper, we've talked about the court case, your career, and now I want to touch on something more personal again. Your relationship with Chloe the Hokage has captured the public's imagination. She's a strong, powerful figure, and many are curious about her. Will we ever hear from Chloe herself?
Chloe is indeed a remarkable woman, Charles. She's been my support system and a source of strength. As for hearing from her, she values her privacy, but I won't rule out the possibility.
People are fascinated by her, by your relationship. How has Chloe helped you navigate the aftermath of the trial and the complexities of public life?
Chloe has been a grounding force for me, Charles. Her wisdom, her understanding of the pressures and judgments we face in the public eye. She's been instrumental in helping me stay focused and true to myself.
Your connection with her seems deep and profound. Can you share more about what drew you to Chloe, especially given her intimidating physical presence?
Her physical strength is just one aspect of who she is, Charles. Chloe's confidence, her integrity, her passion for life, these are the things that truly attracted me to her. And yes, she's thick, and that's something I admire and celebrate.
It's clear that Chloe has become an essential part of your life. Moving forward, how do you see your relationship evolving, especially with the ongoing public interest?
Our relationship is built on trust and understanding, Charles. We're focused on each other, not the noise around us. We're planning our future together, and we'll navigate whatever comes our way.
Is Chloe planning to step into the spotlight herself? Maybe share her perspective on the recent events, or perhaps engage in her own public endeavors?
Chloe is very focused on her own career and passions, Charles. While she's supportive of me, she's also her own person. As for stepping into the spotlight, that's a decision she'll make in her own time. But I can assure you, Chloe has a voice, and when she's ready, she'll use it.
It's a relationship that has intrigued many, Dapper, and hearing from Chloe would undoubtedly add another layer to the story. Thank you for sharing these insights with us.
Thank you, Charles, for giving me the platform to speak about what matters to me. Chloe is an important part of my life, and I'm glad we had this opportunity to discuss her.
And thank you, viewers, for joining us in this exclusive conversation with Dapper the Don. I'm Charles Cutter, and we'll see you next time. And there you go, you've heard it from the horse's mouth. The Don is a new man with his new girl, who indeed is thick. I'm not gonna lie, though, let's hope this one doesn't break your boy's heart, because God knows what he went through last time. As we reach the end of our broadcast for tonight, I'm Charles Cutter, grateful for your trust and the opportunity to guide you through the day's stories, as complex and varied as they are. Thank you for joining us tonight, for engaging in the global conversation, and for trusting us with your time. Until we meet again on the next broadcast, stay safe, stay informed, and remember, the story continues. From all of us here in the studio, have a good day.